Hey everyone, welcome. It's Andrew from IDB, but I guess more accurately, welcome parents. We're going to take a look at Circle, which is a really cool home gadget that's partnered with Disney to make a really innovative home gadget. The idea is that you can add this to your network, and it'll automatically filter what each person in your house is allowed to view and when they can view it. You can easily reward children with prizes like extra internet time for completing things like chores. It's all really easy to use and makes you in control of your network. Once you open the box, you will find basically two different things. A box with some additional pieces of hardware and cords, and the Circle itself. I was initially surprised at how large Circle was. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, and it just kind of looks like a slightly smaller Airport Extreme if you're familiar with those routers. Inside of that little hardware box, you're going to find a little get the most out of your Circle, little getting started guide here, as well as an Ethernet cable, because you're going to need to plug this in to your existing router. So this is not a router by itself, you still need an actual router. Then there's a power cable and a micro USB cord to actually make this thing go. The Circle is a fairly nondescript white cube with rounded edges, and it does go down on its side like this, because on the what I assumed originally was the bottom, based on how I took it out of the box, that's where all the cords and the buttons are, so you really can't have that facing down. You have the micro USB port in the center, a button along the top, and that little bottom part will flip open, allowing you to connect that Ethernet cord to plug into your existing router. Once it's plugged in and booted up, you download the Circle app and walk through getting started. Once you have your profile or your other profile set up, you'll be in the screen in the middle of the app, allowing you to view several things like the devices by tapping that right-hand button on that top right-hand corner. You can see everything that's connected for each individual person and things that are whitelisted, like products for smart homes that you really don't want to be controlling at all. On any of those specific products, you can jump into them, view information on them, as well as actually changing the name. So some of them may not have friendly names. You can go ahead and change those into things that you'll understand and remember in the future. Aside from yourself, you'll want to set up profiles for really everyone in your home, other parents as well as the kids. You can choose a name for whatever you've named your child. I've named my child Child A, and then you can go ahead and set a filter level based on their age and what you want them to be able to do. You can choose different apps, different websites, different genres of things that you want them to be allowed and not allowed to view. They already have filter levels pre-done, but if you want to change them in any way, like maybe you don't want to allow them to use FaceTime for any teenagers, you can easily disable those. So it doesn't stop there. You can actually add time limits. So maybe you only want them to be able to view things during a certain number of times or for a certain amount of hours a day, up to 12 hours. So maybe your teenagers are only allowed 2 hours a day, but on the weekends, they're allowed more. You can also choose a bedtime, so what time they need to stop being on the internet and go to sleep, regardless of how much of their time limit they've already used. Then you need to choose which devices are theirs. How do they access the internet? Is it a gaming console? Is it their iPhone? Is it an iPod? Is it a laptop, an iPad? Choose all of them for each of that person, and they'll be added to your list. Your entire family will circle around your home, and you can tap on any of them to get more information. You can immediately pause anyone's internet access, and all their devices will no longer be allowed. You can change the filter level to whatever you would like it to be and view other cool stats about them, like how much they've been on the internet and how many devices they have. If your kid's been good, you can go ahead and give them a reward, like no bedtime or expanded hours. Insight shows you how many times or how long they've been on the internet each day, week, or for the month. So what happens when a member of your family tries to visit something that they're not allowed? Well, I've given myself the lowest possible setting. I am basically a small, tiny toddler in the eyes of Circle. So I'm going to go ahead and try to visit a website I'm not supposed to visit, like the Pirate Bay. But when I try to visit it, instead, I get this Circle view. This is my Circle. Hey, you've been filtered. Okay, thanks. They give you this really obvious alert because Circle is not meant to be hidden from your kids. It's supposed to be embraced, and you're supposed to communicate that with them. It'll tell them how long they have until their bedtime and how many hours left that day they've used or how many they have left. Circle is a really, really new and creative tool for parents to have control over the internet and to reward their kids for doing great things. It's really easy to get up and going without really much setup at all. Plug in the device, let it know your family members and what their devices are, and you're good to go. If you'd like to pick one up and try it for yourself, you can find a link below in the description. Go ahead and subscribe so we can keep more cool videos like this coming. Otherwise, until next time, it's Andrew for IDB.